They do lack a certain je ne sais quoi. Very accurate passing. But we don't expect a mechanical play. We don't expect a musty flick. We don't expect even something as relatively simple nowadays as a flip reset. I remember back in the days when those were spectacular and you pull it out on a world championship stage and oh my goodness, you're the best player in the world. Not so much anymore, even at collegiate level, even below the level of CRL, which we're sitting at here with NECC. You are expected to have a certain amount of X factor to bring to the table, and Texas Tech have to try and either work around that, you know, go for the full team spirit is all the spirit you need, or we're going to have to see the proverbial rabbit being brought out of that hat. One final word from me on this before we get into the commentary full and proper. I want to see better defense. You know, you save one of those goals, and you might be talking about a different ball game entirely. This should be saved, Orbital. It's like I was teeing it up for a reason.
Oh man, and that also hurts. You see Kermo right underneath, like, I didn't get it. The other teammate's like, I didn't get it either. It feels bad. And I gotta agree, the defense is huge. I think that is a consistent factor across the board. A lot of the time is you have to learn how to make sure those easy opportunities don't happen as often. You have to close the gaps in defense. Texas A&M getting bombed out here, and Assyrian starting to get a little bit rough and tumble, and I think this is the right time to do so. However, minute gone on the clock, 20% of the game gone. I'm getting into the 40.
Well, Kermo right there, you know, they're pre-jumping for a maneuver. Like, they're thinking too much of their opponent's ability. Sometimes the simplest action is the best one. For example, here, yeah, you got to jump for it because your opponent is coming at that from an aggressive aerial angle. You almost got to add up the odds in your head, which is a difficult skill in of itself. And also keeping it simple, it does sound a little bit like an oxymoron. That's just kind of Rocket League in a nutshell, though. Do the right thing when the opponents least expect it, and do the wrong thing when perhaps everyone would be expecting you to actually hit the ball. It sounds way more complicated than it ever needs to be. Oh, hello.
That's the fun of it, though, and that's going to be a quick tap. A good redirect, but just not at the perfect angle instead. Rotates back out, ball floating very, very wide, gifted back to Texas Tech to see if they can roll it out. Texas A&M back on it, and this is what makes them very strong. We're talking about the defense of Texas Tech. They're having a lot of time to shore it up. Texas A&M know how to put down the pressure, and I really, really do respect that.
I'm appreciating this high press a lot more. Texas Tech with some pace, and Bramble goes over the top of Eddie. Finds that second challenge victory, but unfortunately the counterattack is lethal. Great save by Nasirium. Forces Texas A&M back to the midfield line. Double demo in the midfield, briefly 2v2. That'll suit Texas Tech just fine. Pass to himself, Nasirium. Got the shot, my word! Not just the pass to himself, but the shot, the bar down. Get out of here.
Nasirium absolutely did not expect that one to go in. Said, I'm just going to take a crack at the goal. The defenders were not up in time, and just off the high bar, well played. We got a tie game here as we enter into the second half.
Crack the French out. What did I say? We need that little bit of magic. And forget the textbook. The spell book is out. Now to find another. Now to take that all-important lead. We can't speak to that degree necessarily. We can't say whether they've taken the lead in a game and then gone on to lose it. But certainly from what we're looking at from the stats here, from the score lines, you'd expect them to be playing from behind for the majority. What a rare opportunity this is, Orbital. And they
get to their head because that can happen. You said it earlier. It's about that defense, and Eddie was gifted an opportunity much too easily to walk that ball in.
I'm afraid, Nasirium, you're naturally thinking, I've got to make sure that they're guessing to the last second. He's just got to put the brakes on. He makes way more. He makes himself bigger by becoming closer. By coming closer to the on-rushing attacker, there's more chance that the ball is going to hit your stationary car than there is if you keep on rolling with the ball's momentum. Down the other end, though, potential here. Up it goes. Bramble finds that hit off the backboard. Great shot from Kermo. Well read by Eddie.
Yeah, that is one that you can see fundamentally from goal to goal, and I appreciate it, right? We said it earlier. Texas Tech have the playbook. It's closing out that they struggle with. It's finishing off the play. And I want to see even more. Accurate passing is great, but you need a striker coming out here and really setting up. I mean, go blue lock on them for all I care. Have someone break out and just go, I want to go crazy. But for right now, Texas Tech feel like the ones that they have all the corrections, they have all the numbers with a minute left on the clock. You're just waiting. Well, hey, oh, come on, Kermo. Texas Tech saying, we'll keep it tied. I was talking a little bit too much. Kermo put me in my place.
Uncontested, calculated, very much unconvincing. And it just comes down to Eddie, who's moving back around into position here just a little too late. Calculated, could have done with a little bit more composure on the ball, keeping it a bit closer to the chest rather than trying to go for a clear that was never actually going to help his team out too much. Good on Texas Tech for getting it back to 2-2 now. We're still in that position. Don't let this be that one-goal game that goes against you this series.
Gotta have that mental fortitude, and I expect him to do so. Take a look at the boost difference right now. Texas Tech trying to gather up enough forces, but Kermo not really getting any, sitting on about 20, and now zeroed out. The team is currently running on fumes and finally able to find some, but they did burn about 10 seconds off that clock. They need to get things under control. Meanwhile, Texas A&M feeling fine. They're bouncing around, playing it on their own side of the field.
Overtime looming. Texas Tech really don't want to go there. The nerves will be ramping up, but that's a lovely demo. Calculated. Nisirium starts back. Got the lift. Through the corner. 1v1. Sly touch from Mies. And Bramble has it taken away from him. Side. Hit the floor. No, not just yet. They got to deal with this. They'd rather it spike the floor than lose. And that's exactly what's happened, Orbital. Overtime.
All right, well, now it's a forced one-goal game, I think. It is, unfortunately, the do-or-die situation, right? You don't have a choice. It's going to be a one-goal game, and you're stuck with that outcome. Now, both sides do have a situation occur where Texas A&M have been very aggressive, but Texas Tech are showing those glimmers, showing those signs, and they can aggress enough to put a hole in the shield. Hey, if you take a game, maybe that's an opportunity, a good challenge in the air as Texas A&M were looking to clear that ball. Kermo once again looking at the open net defenders from all sides.
Oh no!
They take that opportunity and out crash in the air. Bramble going up, trying to defend, is able to just in time, but man, that was a lost opportunity.
Very, very scary. That howitzer's gonna find the mark on target at least, but not gonna find its way to the net itself. Texas Tech look better than a team that have not won a game all season. Is this their moment? Well, Bramble stopped this. It's helped out A&M going to the far post, thrown away.
Back up top, and Texas Tech trying to juggle their way back out of this situation. It's getting a little bit sticky. They're trying to slow it down. They do slow down the ball, and now, hey, maybe an opportunity, but it rolls just out of their control. They're going to try and wrap it around the side, but Mies says, no, you are not allowed to. Eddie goes up as well, kicks it right back. With 16 boosts left, it's going to be a demo to force a slow pace. Nisirium saying, hey, let's get things back under control. This is OT. We don't have to force just yet.
Texas A&M slowing it down now into no man's land. Mies. And they got the 100. Mies from the top of the box. No one ready to receive. Rare miscommunication. Bump play on Calculated. Quick turnaround for Kermo. Wins that challenge. It spikes up. Left to Mies, who prioritizes the 100 boost. Very strange decision. Works out in the end, or does it? Oh my goodness, it's a shot, and it's a save to meet it from Calculated, who throws it down the other end of the field.
It's going to be a chance, though. Kermo saying no real chances on that end. It will be Texas A&M to be forced to reset their play. What can they do here? Texas Tech trying to get in their face once again, trying to pretty much go man-to-man defense and really just put a stopper in it. That's going to be a chance to roll back on the side. Eddie rolls it out to the left. And that's going to be a dodge out. This might be an opportunity off the corner. Over the defender and rolls it to the left corner. Mies goes ahead and puts a stamp in that goal.
The moment Nisirium misread that, it was all over. It was all over. There were two players on the counter. One already had the last defender who was moving into possession zoned away. They were going to get demoed if they made that run to try and save the ball, to go and challenge for it at the very least. If that is the difference between winning a game and not, I can see why this team has had issues. Their nerve buckles at the worst possible time.
So already some of those fixes are coming through.
Well, look, they've not faced any of the teams stuck there at the bottom of the barrel with them. You know, they've not faced Cougars, they've not faced Gators. I reckon those are going to be some cracking series, truthfully. Once we get to them in this potentially ending of the season. I'm not sure what their schedule looks like, but I think by this stage they'd rather face them sooner rather than later, because they're staring down the barrel of yet another winless series.
At least we know it's not just given away, right? It's not just those moments of we are not going to fight. At least they're trying to tango with the best of them, and I appreciate it. Of course, though, I don't just want to see tangling. I want to see a couple round wins on their belt. I want to see them take some of those dubs. So let's see if they can do it here. Texas Tech trying to set up a play. However, it's a little bit of a dead ball. Everyone rolled away, and thankfully, Texas A&M do not capitalize on that top side. So Texas Tech went ahead and freeing up.
Oh, it's a free net.
Syrian waiting. Give me a chance. Rolls out. Ermo takes a handle on it. Not going to be able to find it.
Yeah, just needed a bit more pace and direction. Oh, Eddie. Oh, so close. And yet so far. Lovely readjustment from Bramble. And thrown away by Nasirium, who's going to want to make right his mistake that cost them that game. Bramble with the flick over one. Loses out on this follow-up challenge. Hits the backboard. Nasirium, nice and early. Beautiful read down to Bramble, who's met it. High, Nasirium, shot on target, saved.
I love watching Texas Tech. It feels like they figured something out. It may also be with the fact that that is an open shot. What a follow-up. Well done, Nasirium. This is the first time I think we've seen Texas Tech take the first goal of the game.
No need to rub your eyes. Stop the count. Texas Tech lead a game. We have not seen them in this scenario on stream today. I just hope for their sakes that they don't immediately concede. Settle with the ball. Maybe go for a second. Why don't you if you're feeling fanciful? Challenge into the middle. Kermo nearly gets it in, nearly smushes it. Top pocket. Nasirium going to have another bite at the cherry, but it's stopped. Oh, maybe it's not stopped. Another hit of the bar. They've got to be careful though, Texas Tech. It's all very much of a lights up moment, and you're like, oh, we can go for that second, but the moment that they oversell themselves, we know that the tragedy is waiting.
I mean, that demo was very important right there by Texas A&M. Texas Tech have had the ball on the opposite side of the field pretty much the entire time. Their aggression here after that first goal has been very, very impressive. And the defense of Texas A&M immediately shored up. In the first minute and a half, they were dancing all the time. They were almost taking long-range shots. We saw, I think, 2 or 3 shots just from like midfield going down. So Texas A&M now going back to kind of that playbook, right? Get back with the squad. Don't go for those single strike moments. Let's go ahead and regroup. Let's ensure that we get the goals that we need to keep this series in our favor.
Love that from Bramble. Stops the shot before he even leaves the front of the car. Nasirium past one. Demoed. And here's another shot towards net. That goes wide. A miss on the defensive front. But calculated with the Cookseer pinch. And that's a lovely redirect on target. Bramble with the save. Into the center again. Snuffed by Eddie, who keeps it locked in the blue final third. Double demo. Calculated has to go out wide. Bounces back central. And there's Kermo. Up to Bramble.
Still challenging left and right. Texas A&M might be getting a tiny bit desperate here. They haven't been able to really find a select shot. The demos have been working, but I mean, they really haven't set themselves up for some of those priority shots. That's going to be a roller. Bramble clears it out once again. And a kick all the way to the corner post. Not really going to land in, but Nasirium gets a demo, and that might be close. Defender on point, though. Well done. Texas Tech laying on the pressure once again.
They are, and they're recycling the ball beautifully. And whenever they don't have the ball, we're seeing much more proactive attacks. And most of them are finding success. But this is an excellent play. Nasirium, heroic at the back. 2v1, stand strong, 60 seconds to survive.
Already it's being shaved down here. Texas Tech, they can see a glimmer of hope on the horizon. Maybe they can lay it on 2 and really solidify it. Right now it's just a chance. Maybe it could be a certainty. A little bit of a dance. Mies rolling it out to the side once again. That right and left flanks mid is pretty much untouched, but problem is arising. Texas A&M maybe looking for that chokehold, looking for that team plans. It's a long-range shot. No. It's going to roll in. That's going to be the value as calculated. Taps it for the tie.
It's not Kermo's issue. Why is Bramble so far up? You haven't done that for 4.5 minutes. Why are you so far up? They only have themselves to blame, Texas Tech. 28 seconds.
We're right back in that scenario. Texas A&M do not want to go to another OT, and it looks like they might not have to. Great block coming out here. Kermo said, no, not today. Calculated saying, yes, please, 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 please. Let me go ahead and get another chance to score a goal. 9 seconds left.
It's Bramble. That's actually a really nice pass in field. Demos everywhere you look. Calculated. The pop-up. Oh, surely not like this. Bramble stops it. Still doesn't hit the pitch. Oh, no, not like this. Oh! How close do you want it, this Syrian with a huge save?
What a save, what a save. That would be the moment to spam that without any hint of irony. What a beauty of a shot, and now a roller. Immediate demo coming out of Kermo like, nah, we ain't playing safeties here today. Let's go ahead, take you out, and let's roll it out. 20 seconds in, a little bit of oil and parts on the field. Texas A&M, they're not feeling too worried. They're still taking about midfield shots, still feeling okay with their selection.
Gotta be so careful on defense, Texas Tech. That's a lovely challenge. And Mies gets there first, mercifully, for Texas A&M. I say mercifully, that feels a little bit too tense a word to be using, given that they are 2-0 up in the series, and so even if they were to lose this one, still in a great position. Great positions being set up here offensively for Texas Tech, but it's back with Mies. Intercepted to Bramble. Calculated, meets it, gets a piece of it. That's a shot, but it's too complicated. No pass partner available to go for.
I mean, this is opportunities abound, and Calculated now looking for one. That's a high ball in off the backboard. Good redirect coming in. Nice. And another roller. Texas A&M now for the third time looking for that chance. Bramble said, no, I will block all that you have to offer here today. Again, 4 saves in their pocket. They've been instrumental in this game going to OT. Mies still looking for that barrage off the top ropes and not really finding anything. Texas Tech now getting out of the defensive hole, allowed to play the full field.
They weathered a really good storm as well. They were Orbital. They had a double demo against them, a power play from Texas A&M, and they had a plenty of boost being stolen. That's a shot!
Ooh.
No! Nesirium from saving it to take it to OT to almost finding a game winner, and yet still no luck on their side.
All right. I don't want to cast a curse at Reliq, but I gotta say, I don't want their nerves to get the better of them. That's a high ball taken out of that corner. Well done. Calculated, though, setting themselves up for a challenge. Now a roller in mid. Is anyone there to catch? No, too far gone. See if they can ricochet it back. 4-2 on boost, so Mies has to give it up to a teammate. And again, this onslaught will continue. Can't find it, so Texas Tech have a chance. No. Ball bounce right in front. Eddie can't convert, but a shot on goal.
I know Nesirium made that mistake, but what a performance in game number 3. Unrivaled. Unrivaled. He has saved his team time and again. Come closest to finding the winner for his team time and again. And here he is again with another big save. His teammates have got to help him out here. They still can't get past the halfway line. Nesirium was never going to win this one. Backboard jolts out on target, but with no pace. Bramble, it's a 1v1. Got Nesirium for support. 1v1! No! It's Eddie with a huge save. I know I'm not meant to be biased in any way, Orbital, but I'm rooting for these guys so much. Oh, they've done it! Oh, I'm delighted for them. And of anybody to score, I'm thrilled it was Nesirium.
I was riding a fine line there.
Oh.
I cannot believe that is how we see the end goal. Texas A&M made a mad scramble to try and get back on offensive, but the crowding from Texas Tech at the end was just too good. You saw it at the very end. They were just like, someone please touch that ball, get it in the goal, get us a 2, and they did. Well done. That's what you have to do sometimes. I always get the feeling that, hey, sometimes it's that moment of, man, a team just makes us play better, right? There are teams that just bring out that want to do better each time. I mean, it happens every so often. However, in this situation, that is a game. I want to see if this persists. I want to see Texas Tech be like, yeah, that was a game that we fought hard for. Let's do it again. Let's go ahead and roll into a second game. Let's see if we can get a series rolling in Texas A&M. Might be sweating a little bit. That's the second time they got into OT here. I don't think they were expecting to be in that situation. Honestly, that scramble at the end looks so discoordinated that I hope to get things under control.
Yeah, you're spot on though, because there's two ways that they can go about it. Either the adrenaline's pumping, and they take their level of play up another notch, a notch that they didn't think was possible perhaps at the start of this series, or after such a big win, there's sort of like that moment, and they kind of just lose what they had. It's like trying to capture lightning in a bottle. Very, very difficult to take that momentum and run with it when you're in a position where really you should have been put away 5 minutes ago.
The ability to fight back, the underdog story is there and can be very real, so see what they can do. Right now, it feels very quiet. Both teams currently jockeying for position time and time again, and just kind of getting a read here. After that loss of the game, Texas A&M getting a chance here and there of challenging, looking for those bumps, looking to get in their faces. And right now, it's a toss-up. I don't think either team has had a strong offensive take. Instead, it's been those chance balls rolled into the opponent's view.
Well, a lot of it comes down to Texas A&M showing Texas Tech a lot more respect. Everything has slowed down significantly, and it had to. That's a brilliant, brilliant play to make the breakthrough, and it all starts with calculated. The pop-up into the bump opens up the way for Mies. Too late the reaction from, I believe it was Kermo there going for the challenge. That's a really good goal, but they had to start slow to build into that sort of style.
And I mean, it was a setup as well. That's why, that's the other side of it, right? The slow style, it's the build-up, it's the completion of the tower, and it worked. Very, very well done. I expect to see even more of that, and you can pretty much tell Texas Tech, hey, that's going to happen if you give them a minute and a half of value. Eddie straight up says, no, I put the hammer down. There will be no argument on that play being stopped.
Love defensive demos like that. So smart. Risk-free. But moving forward yet again, here's Texas Tech. Calculated over the top of Bramble. Cerium. Ooh, had to reach for Kermo. And Kermo was taken out, but at least got a piece of the ball. Mies. And there's Bramble going all the way back. Nice turnaround. Wins that challenge. Is that towards Warzone? Is that on target? Oh! Playing with fire there. I'm not even sure who it was. Had to use their own bar to their advantage.
That is absolutely one way to defend a goal. I would not recommend it, but it's a way to do so, right? Like, it is a way technically, but technically I don't want a heart attack. Taking a look, that is a high ball aimed at the goal line. Not going to happen though, and another demo. It is actually on bumper duty. This is straight up just a bumper buster sent to demo opponents left, right, and center, and completely thwart their aggression. Having a player like that though, that is able to accurately get demos, causes so many problems.
It's a lovely switch up in play. Speaking of, the double fake from Bramble! That didn't have enough pace on the ball to stop Calculated from making the save. Out from the back now. Oh, two players in the same place. Not ideal for Texas A&M. Backboard, free shot opportunity squandered by Necerium. Bramble's up, got the flip reset as well. Throws it central. Necerium manages to dunk on the two, but the shot goes wide. Here's Kermo for another throw of the dice. Into Bramble, spiked up, demoed by Eddie. Calculated with the save.
I'm trying to keep track of how many times Eddie has gotten demos just on the defensive end. I think it's like 3 or 4 at this point, right? Like, this is getting out of hand. However, you're not going to get that one. Bramble sneaks in a shot. And that was just a sliver. Look at this off the top.
That's
and then just sneaks it. That is so dirty.
You know, what we don't actually see on the screen there, it's so clever. He's got that ball up in the air. He's continued his trajectory to the top of the box, where he's landed bottom first, got the flip reset, and now his team is starting to wind up. Another good shot opportunity. Here's Bramble again. Here's another flip reset, but this time denied.
All right, Texas A&M, I mean, you dropped one game in the situation. Dropping another would almost feel devastating to be put into a game 5. You don't want to have it happen. A little bit of a loose ball up on top, rolled into the backboard. Granted, a little bit of space out. A triple run forward, as that's going to be a demo from Necerium. Actually taken well, calculated, not enjoying that one. I mean, Reliq, we might be headed to our 3rd straight OT, unless Texas Tech or A&M have anything to say about it.
Looking that way, isn't it? Oh, that's brilliant from Necerium, but look at that, another defensive demo, but they didn't see Bramble. Bramble over the top of Eddie. That's on target, would you believe? Mies had to get up to save it. Back into the center. Necerium well closed by Mies. Bramble over the top of one, that's heading to Earth, it stays up. That is risky, Texas A&M. You're giving an opportunity to Texas Tech, that goes right down the other side. It was wide in any case, 1-1. Texas Tech with a golden opportunity to throw it to game 5. Oh, and it's going to happen! No way!
That...
I don't know if you're speechless or if your mic has stopped working. Either way, valid. It's a match. I failed in the click completely. I do apologize, everyone. But I hope that you get why I'm so passionate about this. It's amazing from Texas Tech. The reverse sweep could be just 5 minutes away.
And I wonder how much this is playing on Texas A&M's mindset, right? This has to be demoralizing because, number one, you were slated to come in with a victory in this series. And to not have that be an automatic win after, game 3 or 4, it's frustrating. I don't care what anyone says. So now you're sitting here on the cusp of possibly losing a series, the first situation for the other side.
What?
Yeah, you're going to be a bit mad and you're going to play like it. So that was almost a chance at a goal. That was a dig out of the goal by Texas Tech, I'm pretty sure.
Yo, and look at these double commits. Oh, is that on target? Oh, that's a good bump as well. Shot. Beautiful from Eddie. That was a topsy-turvy first minute. Texas A&M come out on top.
Eddie is pissed. Eddie is rightfully pissed right here. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Eddie came out. You see him streaking off the left side of the screen there. That was straight up fire in the eyes. Like, I don't care. I'm sending this ball towards the goal. There ain't no stopping me.
We do apologize for the language, but also absolutely spot on, by the way. I talked about bees earlier. The hornet's nest has been rustled. And you don't want to rustle those jimmies, believe you me. Necerium now central, crisscrossing with Bramble. Texas A&M, I think, genuinely got away with it. Just one lapse in concentration from Texas Tech, and all those double commits on defense go unpunished. In fact, quite the opposite. They're rewarded for their antagonism down the other end. But that's brilliant from Necerium. Eddie waits, Mies takes control. Bramble through the forest. Bramble finds his way to the backboard, and Calculated just does that with its clearance.
That was so close, and now a chance ball again. Necerium getting in front of him, blocking, and now both defenders fly by him. A chance, 1 or 2. Can you fake him out? No, you can't. A good diversion, but Kerma was looking. You can't angle it off on the side, though. Kerma was so close to tying it up once again.
Oh, and there's another chance off the bar. Oh, they're all launching themselves at this. Texas Tech have to be careful because they're going to get countered real hard if they find all 3 of themselves up in the opposition box. They still have time to play with, and most importantly, let's not forget the last 5 minutes that we saw, because they can come from behind!
Such a heads-up play right here. Necerium dropped it, said, hey, my teammates got my back. That had to be the call. So well done. Texas Tech tied up, and we're looking at 2.5 minutes here, 2:45. Texas A&M need to find a way to get the lead once again if they wish to continue to have confidence in their play here.
The slowdown from Necerium. Bramble's got to readjust. Does so well. And how about this from Necerium? Although the pass, I should say rather, was a little too short. Bramble bails him out. Calculated, infield. Bramble up on that backboard. Throws it out into the center circle. Necerium misreads it. Mies throws it up more in hope than anything. A challenge in the middle. Mies with a demo on Bramble. Eddie shot opportunity, was actually going for the backboard hit, set up for someone else. Thrown away again. Mies on the counter. Necerium takes them out, and it falls back into blue hands, mercifully for them.
So, however, it's a challenge from the orange side. Texas A&M still getting in their face. see fire on both ends, and I like it, but right now it's who can cool it, who can direct that fire and not let it burn like wild. And that's going to be a roll over. Chance in front, but a good flip out. Meese is able to watch the teammate, and now the revenge comes through. Ride it high and ride it low. Meese grabs a second.
Oh, the prophecy came true. What a whiff. I know that the ball was right there. It was begging to be hit, but you've got to look what's behind you. If it's nothing, then don't go for it, Texas Tech. 99 seconds left.
Honestly, though, if there's anyone to make a miracle happen and cause a tie once again, it is Texas Tech. Like, literally, they push for a tie in OT. 2 games in a row. Is it 2? Yeah, it's 2 games in a row.
Oh,
they've done it. And,
no!
Oh.
The collapse. The capitulation. One step too far, perhaps. You hate to say it, but Texas Tech, the architects of their own downfall.
I mean, I did say a miracle, and sometimes those miracles do not come your way. Texas A&M starting to get a handle on another loose goal found, and oh, that sets right in. Oh no! Oh no, Reliq.
It's so sad to watch. It is honestly miserable to watch after heroics, after an incredible series, to see it ending like this. But will it? 3 goals, 20 seconds apiece. Stranger things have happened in the world of Rocket League. It's up to Texas Tech to confound the critics.
It's a good bump. Shifting dynamics here. The demo, though, again, neutralizes that offensive rush. And now, Syria back up, ready to go on defense. Eddie switching sides, ready to turn it around. Calculated, holding it down, though. And you burn the first 20 seconds that you need.
Wow.
Look for another, the carry, the single target, calculated, gifted, an aerial just like that.
Yeah, the sweat has been wiped off the brow. And although this was everything but sweaty, a solo effort from Calculated, beautifully weighted. And indeed beautifully weighted. Both very valid in the description of that goal. And 5-1, I think, unfortunately, the Fat Lady has indeed sung her last song. It's time to go home, Texas Tech. It's time to go home.
Listen, I don't care what anyone says, to go from 0-3s like this to go straight into a Game 5 situation, I love it. And you know what, Texas A&M? Good on them as well. Respectfully clawing their way back, making use of opportunities that were handed to them right in front and center. I always talk about it. I will always say it, and I'll say it to my dying breath. You need to learn how to convert on an opponent's mistakes, and Texas A&M in that last game did so. They found a pocket, and they ran with it.